In last month's YFP 202 webcast, we made the case for using a group-based wellness community to find and retain clients for your business. With a group, you've got the opportunity to build a community around your brand, your cause, the products, and of course, your opportunity. And you'll have a place where your audience gets to communicate with you as well as with each other. So why groups? Well, at their core, humans are tribal creatures. In the past, the tribe we belong to was essential for our survival. Facebook groups allow you to tap into the tribal nature of human beings. For some of your members, your group might be the first time in a long time where they actually feel like they belong. When people join your group and see you as the tribe leader of hundreds or maybe thousands of people who are all in your community for education and inspiration around the topic that is your exact expertise, your word carries more weight. And this is what leader Tina Marguerite discovered after creating a group that has over 40,000 members. Let's just take a quick look at that.
We are having so much success that now it's just like a train. It's just going down the track because it's not us, it's not the guides or the group admin that are posting. It's the members of the group that are posting the results, and they're so excited. You can't, I can talk about it forever, but when a group member is posting inside the group, it's magic.
So, should you have a group? Well, for me, it's a resounding yes. Hey, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jody Steig, but you can call me Coach Jody. I'm a software developer and a digital marketing expert, and I specialize in helping ambassadors find, enroll, and retain customers using social media, educational resources, and software automation. I'm also a dad, outdoor lover, and, well, a Shaklee kid. Now, I'm no longer a Shaklee ambassador, but I'm still a huge lover of the products. And let's go ahead and see who's also with me, Coach Kristen.
And hello, I am Coach Kristen, and I too am a tech advisor. I specialize in helping Shaklee ambassadors learn to use technology for their business. I am also a fellow Shaklee ambassador and have been in the business for 14 years. My journey started in 2009 when I answered an online ad about an online business and was introduced to Shaklee through the YFP business funnel. I too am also an outdoor lover and a huge advocate for animals. And I've spent the past few years passing on what I know to leaders like you so that you too can use these tools and help your business grow.
Our Facebook groups, they're an integral part of our digital marketing toolbox here at YFP. And I can't stress enough that we feel it should also be part of yours. Now, with that said, I've been watching what's being taught on the subject, and I can guarantee that you're not really getting the whole picture. Most people, well, they're missing some parts. My original script said that most people do Facebook groups all wrong, and I don't want to be so harsh. So instead, what I will say is most folks are kind of missing the pieces. The words that I was thinking about last night was they don't really have a coherent strategy. They're just sort of there. They don't know what to do with it. And I think we want to solve that. So, what I'm seeing, and the reason I say this is what I'm seeing is a real focus on short-term tactics and transactions. How they grow their group is slow and unpredictable. And when they try to convert group members into clients, all the focus is on challenges or complicated launches. Nothing wrong with a challenge or a launch, by the way, but we don't want that to be the only focus. And some even are killing off their group and starting all over again. And to me, that's madness. And I get to say that because it's Halloween coming. So spooky madness, there we go. So these tactics can work, right? But, well, they're exhausting to implement and they don't result in daily predictable client acquisition. The strategy and tactics we'll be teaching you has taken us almost 20 years to refine. And it comes from my own experience as both a Shaklee business leader and as a software developer running a multiple six-figure online business. And most importantly, from my experience helping hundreds of Shaklee ambassadors just like you guys grow their business online. Now, what I'm about to teach you has come from years of researching hundreds of marketing books and courses written by top leaders in the marketing space, and from content that's shared to me by other leaders like Shirley Karitnik. She always makes sure that I'm up to date on the latest stuff. So Shirley, I can't say enough about how much I appreciate all you do. There's some incredible information out there, like what I found in the $1 Million Group Method and the Attraction Marketing Formula. We're big fans of Fernie and the team at the Attraction Marketing team. The challenge is that not one of them is really a perfect fit for a Shaklee ambassador, because none of them were written by someone familiar with the unique difference of a Shaklee business. And I'm going to pause for a minute and ask you guys, who here agrees with me that yes, you are in the network marketing profession, but Shaklee is different? And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased and I grew up in the business. Who agrees with me? Now, this is the reason why I feel this way, is Shaklee, other than I believe Amway, has one of the largest product portfolios. You know, they're not just like a 3-product company. I mean, I could go on and on, the way they do their stair-step breakaway plan. There's just so much to it that I feel makes it quite unique. Well, again, this leaves you having to decide what to filter out and what to include in your learning. And I'm getting like Leah Ruby is saying Shaklee's different and special. We definitely agree. Mary says, I don't know much about others. And by the way, I'm not knocking any others. We are very unique. And so there are things, because of the products that we have and the way the comp plan is set up, there are just different approaches that I feel are best suited for us. So now the problem is, who's got the time to filter that out, right? Of all the things you're going to read out there, and most books, by the way, are meant for traditional businesses. So you kind of got to filter that out to think of how does it actually apply to someone like us who have really what's called like a hybrid model. You know, we're now moving into somewhat like direct response marketing with a little bit of a referral marketing, sort of connected, and you got attraction marketing, all these sorts of things. It's hard for most folks to figure that out. So building a Shaklee business using the internet, well, it's getting more complicated, and complexity will paralyze a new builder and really can burn you out over time. We want to simplify this for you and give you a shortcut to success without the tech headaches. And I'll just give a shout out to Nancy Fickus, who helped me remember that that is our core audience, is for you non-techie folk out there. So you may feel like, oh, you know, you're with YFP and we may seem techie, but that's the point. See, we do the heavy lifting for you guys. So who here has been feeling a sense of overwhelm from all of this? You know, you're learning about groups and you've got all these digital strategies and social media and you don't know what space to be on. Anybody feeling like that way? Brenda McPherson, Leah Ruby is feeling the same way. Denise Williams is feeling, Sylvia, yes, Susan Olson, Donna Lee, so good to see your name out there. Before I say another word, can we all agree that above all, you guys are marketers and you're business builders? Now, we have titles of like, you know, Shaklee ambassador, or you're a director or something like that. But at the core, you're really the marketing arm for Shaklee. It's important for us to remember that. And marketing, in my view, can be summed up like this: the communication of value while providing a choice. And that choice is to say no, and for people to feel okay about it. So if we can agree on that, then we can agree that you need to be grounded in marketing fundamentals. If you chase the latest tactic looking for fast growth, you'll be like a squirrel chasing a shiny object. It's one of my favorite parts of that show, Up. You know, the old man with the balloons and they float his little house around and the dog is Doug. And anytime someone says squirrel, everybody stops and looks. So the first thing I want you to do is really just forget about Facebook groups for a moment. I want you to see the 50,000-foot view, and that starts with the fundamentals for success as a network marketer using the internet. If you don't understand these fundamentals, well, you'll spin your wheels not only with your wellness community, but pretty much any other strategy and tactic you'll use. So we got to make sure we know the fundamentals and we won't be spinning our wheels. So if you're tired of spinning your wheels, if that's how you've been feeling, Well, who here is ready for a new possibility for growth? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, by the way, but we want to make it simple. So let's have a quick recap. You want to build a tribe. Complexity will burn you out. You want to think long term. Most people are doing Facebook groups, well, wrong. Start with marketing and growth fundamentals. That's the core message. So let's get into those fundamentals with Coach Kristen.
Awesome. Thank you, Jody. Now, before we can really understand any marketing strategy, you need to come back to the basics. And that brings us to your marketing framework, which can be broken down into 3 parts. So these 3 parts are very simple. The first one is your cause or your why, which in our opinion is the most important component, right? Why are you doing this? I'm sure you've heard of the book from Simon Sinek, Start with Why. Your why is what's going to help your audience buy into your vision, right? Buy into what you're doing. The second is the strategy, which is the what you'll do. And those core things that you need to do in order to build a business, and really and truly any business. And finally, there's the tactic, which is how you will do it, or the steps that you'll actually take, the actual action plan, the methods you use to put your strategy into action. So bear in mind that there are 3 things that you need to do to build a Shackley business. Okay, and I know we've talked about these. If you've been on my Marketing Mondays, if you've been on Content Creators Club, I'm sure you have these branded into your brain. So it is find people, enroll people, and retain them. Okay, and this is fundamental across the board. No matter what tactics come out, these are really the things you need to do. So if you're wondering how they both weave into each other, we'll start with our why in the next segment with Coach Jody.
All right, thanks, Coach Kristen. Getting behind a cause that paints a picture of a better future, well, that should be the root of all of your marketing, from your messaging to your meetings, to your emails, videos, and your weekly wellness show. The late master coordinator Gary Burke used to say that the hope of a better is a powerful thing. Who here has heard that statement from him? It's always stuck in my mind. So if you're a Star Wars fan like I am, you might remember in Rogue One, where Cassian Andor tells Jyn Erso that rebellions are built on hope. The cause you get behind will unite your tribe, and will allow you to create a mass movement. So let's take a look at some of these causes. So Dr. Shackley started the cause back in 1915 when he created vitalized minerals. We know that. But he allowed others like us to champion his cause when he started Shackley back in 1956. So here are a few taglines that sum up the cause he began all those years ago. By the way, I think that's probably one of the biggest unique differences of Shackley is the way it was started. That's what my dad taught me, was that Shackley didn't start as a marketing company. They had a product that they needed to figure out a way to get into the hands of the people. And so that's why they came up with a marketing plan. So let's talk about some of the taglines. Prevention versus cures. That's the core cause from the beginning, right? Move from sick care to well care. Now that's something the new Shackley coined a couple years ago. This I took directly from Dr. Shackley's speech at the Denver Convention in 1967. And that is to supply nature with what the body needs. Listen to nature and be in harmony with her. Give people with small means but a big ambition a plan and vehicle for change. And this is what Roger said, democratizing entrepreneurship, which means to make it available to the masses. So you don't have to use all of those, but obviously one side of it is a financial, the opportunity side, and one side is the product side. But you don't need to come up with a cause. That's what's important. He already started it. Our job is to promote and introduce people to the cause. And I feel that some of us are forgetting some of that. We get so caught up in the tactics and the tools and the technology that we're forgetting the core message. And the message is what matters the most. Knowing the cause, again, determines your core message pillars. The cause you get behind will underpin your core message, and your message, again, is everything. Your message is going to be in your meetings, your videos, blog posts, all of it. I found this fun. When I asked ChatGPT, who surely referred to me, to give me a diagram for message pillars for the cause, let's take a quick look at what it showed up. So the title that I used was Harmony with Nature. Now, it actually came up with it in nutrition and health, and well, that's not the exact diagram of what it showed me, but that's what it gave me. Try that in ChatGPT. Go in there and ask for certain things. Ask for a diagram. It's kind of fun. So your wellness community structure will simply act as a platform to help you amplify that message. Do we have a platform slide where we can show it? Yeah, there we go. So if Facebook went away tomorrow, you just find a new home or platform for your message. So that's why we don't want to get too hung up on Facebook and the technology, even though it's necessary. They're not the core of your focus. They're just a tool. So let's go to Kristen and talk about what will you do?
Awesome. Thanks, Jody. So now that you know the cause or the why, the next is to know the 3 primary objectives for success. What's cool about these is they're non-changing. So no matter who's running Shackley or whatever new incentive program comes out, these are bedrock fundamentals. They do not change. And again, if you've been on Marketing Monday and Content Creators Club, you'll have these memorized. So remember that in order to build your business, and really and truly any business, you must do these 3 things. And that is, you need to find clients. You need to enroll them. And then, of course, you need to retain them. And we use the acronym FER, F-E-R, for that. So if there's anything you can take away from this, I would screenshot this slide and stick it somewhere where you can see it. So it keeps you focused on, these are the things I need to do. And what's really cool is your wellness community structure supports all 3 of these primary objectives. And the core strategy we follow and teach is to use educational marketing. The beautiful thing about educational marketing is this is what many of you have been doing since the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and probably even in, I don't know, do we have any from the 60s here? But you've been doing this forever, been educating, right? You've had in-home meetings. I mean, Dr. Shackley did the same thing. He was educating people on nutrition. So your core strategy should be woven into your 3 primary objectives. And offering education that helps the buyer is going to get more buyer interest. And if the information is useful, it automatically repositions you in the mind of your potential buyers and your current buyers as an expert, much more of an expert than any of your competitors, because you're offering value. You're teaching them, why are these concepts important? And that's what a lot of people are missing. A lot of times they get a product shoved in their face saying this is the best, but they don't understand why. And I'm one of those people, I need to understand why. And many, many people do. So when you can educate, you are creating that trust and credibility. So the thing to remember is when you sell, you create resistance, but when you educate, you build rapport and trust, right? People know that they can come to you. They look at, we'll use Bonnie, for example, in the live stream, right? Bonnie's educating and she has people coming back to her. They have something come up and they're like, I don't know. You know who I know will have the answer to this health question? Bonnie always has great stuff. I'll go and check out her page or reach out to her and ask her what, where I could find information on this. So that's the type of, or that's how your wellness communities can help, because it gives you that other space where you can build that community, build that rapport, and educate. So with that, let's move into the how you will do it, or how will you do it, with Coach Jody.
And let's just take a moment, if I could, and I'd love it if you guys could type this out. When you sell, you create resistance. When you educate, you build rapport and trust. So now that you know the three primary objectives, you got to know your cause. You need to know what to do. Let's move into how to do it. And it starts, of course, with finding clients. And there's two ways you're going to find clients. One is outreach. So that means you're going to basically reach out and ask someone to take a look or do something, join something or whatnot. Number two is attraction. So there again are two primary ways to find clients for your business. You can reach out and invite them, or you can attract them to you. Now, the YFP way focuses on helping you become an expert at attracting people to you. When you're able to attract people to you, you don't have to bug strangers or chase family and relatives. Instead, you'll build relationships with an audience of people who know, like, and trust you and want to know more about the solutions your business offers. Now, that's actually how I grew up in the business. My dad started running newspaper ads many years ago, so I really learned a direct response model for the business. And of course, he still was able to do reach outs and met people in town. Our brand new bonus car always helped with that because people would want to know, how did you get that for free? So that was helpful. But that was part of the attraction model as well. So now, how are you going to attract people to you and the cause? Well, the most effective way to create attraction is with your education-based marketing strategy. And the most effective way to create attraction is by creating curiosity. Now, the best way to implement an educational marketing strategy is to have a digital presence, again, that's designed to, number one, create curiosity, build trust and affinity, and offers useful educational content. Your digital presence, if done correctly, is broken into two core parts. One, your wellness community, and then two, your educational ecosystem. So here's a top-level view of your structure as you can see it now. At the core of your community, though, is you. People need to buy into you before they'll buy into what you're offering. And the way to do this is for you to become a trusted resource in the wellness space by sharing resources, tips, strategies, ideas, positivity, and your passions. And you know, that's what I'm doing right now. I am sharing free information with you guys as a way to attract you to us. Now, this starts with your Facebook profile. And think of this as your home base. If you invited someone to visit your house, you'd talk about your interests, your hobbies, your family, and what you're passionate about. And I realize Shackley might end up into that conversation because it's part of what you do and what you love. But typically, you're not inviting friends over to your home unless you let them know that's why they're coming over, right? You're inviting them just to hang out. Now, your profile serves two main objectives. One, to build trust. And two, to create affinity. What that means is they think like you do. They see things. If you're into gardening, they feel, hey, I'm into gardening. So that builds trust. Now, to do this, you want to rotate your posts around your 5 main passions. So here's some examples. Travel, family, maybe health tips and recipes. Maybe you're a real organizer, so you love to share your planning tips or how you organize your closet or something like that. Fitness, sailing, there's just so many things you could do. But you're not posting and praying. So here's the kind of visual I want you guys to have. I've invited you over to my house, and I want to, you know, of course, I want you to know that I'm an okay guy and you can trust me and there's an affinity. We like the same things. But my goal is to move people, if I feel they have the need, is to move them from your personal profile into your wellness community. So at the top of your community is your Facebook business page, or what we call your community HQ. This is where where they get to know your business identity. And think of your community HQ like your business showcase. Your business page also offers so many benefits. And Coach Kristen and I were talking about this a little earlier, where maybe people were struggling. And that's what she said, is they were struggling between the difference of the Facebook business page, because it's also designed for discovery, and your discovery group that we're going to talk about in a moment. But I want you to remember this: your business page is designed for short form, meaning it's like they may not know me from a hole in the ground. They might not even be a friend on Facebook. The nice thing with a business page is they don't have to request to join anything. They don't have to be accepted as a friend. They can just go take a look right then and there and see what I'm all about. Now, here are some of these benefits that I was mentioning. People can discover what you're all about without, again, joining anything. You can use it to run ads, meaning you can get your name in front of thousands or even millions of people that you would never know normally. It ties your groups together, because when people go to your group, they'll see basically the owner of this group is that page. You can have people like us post on your behalf. That's what our team does. We'll put the content on your page, but it looks like it's coming from you. And you can live stream your weekly wellness show on your page, and then you can share it into your groups. So that's the beauty of the page. So it all starts with there. Now, once people are finding you online, you want to invite them to your beach party. And this is how I want you to kind of visualize it. So you invite someone over to your home. Maybe you hang out, you have some dinner, and you say, hey, somehow you get into the conversation. Let's go, and you walk down the hallway, and now you go into your business studio, and you tell them a little bit about some of the things that you love, financial wellness, mental wellness, physical wellness, some different modalities that you might be passionate about on that side, right? Your business identity. But in the background, they hear the drum beat, right? And they're wondering, what's going on? Oh, well, that's my beach party. Your what? My beach party. This is where we all hang out. And that's what your discovery group is. It's your main hangout. So here's where you're going to share stories, tips, events, and helpful resources that are generic, and they don't talk about Shackley. Now, filling a group, by the way, won't make you any money. You need to enroll the people that are in those groups as clients. And the most effective way to do this is by guiding people into your enrollment funnels. And we call these your tours. This is where you can guide people and allow them to explore what you offer in a step-by-step process, so they won't get overwhelmed and they can say no and bow out gracefully, so that people don't feel bad about network marketing, because unfortunately we've earned the bad reputation. And that's the best way to solve it, is give people a chance to explore what's out there, but not feel creeped out or icky if they're just not interested. And that's what a funnel allows you to do. So you're moving people, again, from your beach party into your funnels. And then once people become a client, you can add them to your VIP lounge. And that's where you can share Shackley focused content like product tips, testimonials, demos, and more. And again, we help you with that. Our team works daily using our 365 service to post in both spaces for you, so that even if you have to go on holidays, we're still putting out content for you on your behalf, but also with you. We want you to show up in those spaces as well, but let our team do the heavy lifting. So your ultimate goal is to get people connected to your educational ecosystem. By connecting people into your own educational ecosystem, you can then nurture the relationship and market to them. So your ecosystem is going to have things like video replays, and that's where your webcasts will go. That's where your newsletters are stored, right? That's where your articles are, so they can learn in secret. They can maybe join your wellness center and look around and see what's in it for them, and they don't feel like there's someone going to sell them, and they'll call you when they're ready. Or you'll notice, hey, they're cruising around in my educational center. I might want to reach out to them. Now, we don't have time to dig into your educational ecosystem today, but this will be your most important asset for retaining clients, because it includes your email marketing list. And it's not how many clients you get, it's how many you can keep that really matters for long-term success. To show you how to get started, let's turn it over to Kristen.
All right. So if you are struggling to get your wellness community launched, you can book a free strategy session with one of our coaches. So in this free 30-minute one-on-one strategy session, we'll review what you currently have set up and what you may need to adjust or add to your digital spaces to get your wellness community launched. What we'll cover is your wellness community strategy spaces, what spaces you're bidding, and then how to name your spaces as well. So if you're interested in getting us to help you launch your community, you can book a free strategy session with us by visiting yourfreedomproject.com/book-wellness-coach, and the link will be posted in the chat in Zoom and in Facebook, so you don't have to go hunting for it.
We're going to make a better link.
If you would prefer, we will make a better link, but for now it'll work. Now, if you'd prefer to be contacted by our support elves, then you can just drop your name, your phone number, and email into the chat, and then we can go back and grab that information. You can do this privately by selecting the name drop down and choosing panelists only. That way it'll only come to the panelists and not everyone's going to see your contact information. Now, we're also running our yearly Spooky Savings promo to help you launch and elevate your Facebook wellness community with bewitching tools and resources for lasting success. So we call it a fantastic deal this October with Spooky Savings. And you can visit our shops. You can go to yourfreedomproject.com/shop and save up to $300 on some of our services to help you get your wellness community up and running. Now, if you're not ready to buy just yet, that's totally cool. You might want to just poke around and see what's going on. So that's where we recommend taking a 30-day test drive, a free 30-day test drive of our system. And you can do that by visiting yourfreedomproject.com/trial. So there's all the things.